A meth-using pregnant Washington mother is now charged with murder after her 3-year-old son was found very stiff and with no pulse on Super Bowl Sunday. Hi guys, I'm Lady T and welcome back to another crime news story.
Show that the defendant is a danger to others, particularly her surviving 1-year-old child.
Court documents say during the investigation at the apartment, detectives found a tied-up electrical cord that appeared to be in a shape consistent with the injuries on the child's body. Detectives did a more thorough interview with Lewis's friend. He stated that he had previously observed Lewis strike her son with an electrical cord. He explained that Lewis had the boy raise one of his arms, and she then struck him in the side of the torso with the cord. The man reported that Lewis had been punishing the child for urinating on a mattress that had been in a playroom. After the urinating incident, the mattress was removed from the room, leaving the victim without a sleeping area. In deciding to keep Lewis in custody, the judge did not hold back when finding probable cause on the cruelty alleged to have been committed in this case.
To call it horrific is to understate it.
Ivy Lewis, who's 25 years old, living in Tacoma, faces charges of first-degree and second-degree murder of her son, who reportedly had been in foster care until 6 months ago. Authorities said that they received a call on Sunday night that a boy was cold to touch. On February the 12th at 7:35 p.m., officers responded to a third-hand report of an unresponsive child cold to touch in an apartment in the 3200 block of South Mason Avenue. Upon arrival, officers was led into the apartment and led to a 3-year-old male. Life-saving measures were started, but the child was declared dead on the scene. Court documents, a probable cause affidavit, and a 3-count information in the case reveal more about the circumstances preceding Lewis' arrest and the death of PL, her son. Court documents show a man who was a friend of Lewis called 911 after going to the apartment after the Super Bowl to hang out. The man told officers that Lewis said that she thought something was wrong with her son. The 911 caller said that the 3-year-old was on the bathroom floor wrapped in a blanket and that the child was not responsive and appeared to be cold to touch. The man then told Lewis to call 911 and ran to a nearby store to call 911 himself, documents say. The affidavit signed by Deputy Prosecutor Attorney Lisa Wagner said that the responding officers found the 3-year-old dead at the scene next to his surviving 1-year-old brother, JW, on the bed. When officers got to the bedroom, they could see a young child identified as 3-year-old PL laying flat on his back with his knees slightly bent. They saw that he had multiple bruises on his face that appeared to be fresh, the affidavit said. The victim's face was discolored, bruised, and had obvious burn marks on the entirety of his face. Officers also observed cuts on the victim's face. Investigators said that the boy was very stiff and had no pulse. He was declared dead at the scene after it became obvious that rigor mortis had set in. Officers noted that the room was hot because the heater was on full blast. An officer apparently found it very difficult to breathe in the apartment. Detectives examined the victim's body more closely and noted that the victim had obvious trauma to the front of his head, to include swelling above his eyebrows, possibly bruising towards the crown of his head, and suspected blood around his mouth and nose area, authorities said. There was also a large area on the left side of his face which appeared to be burned. Investigators believe that the numerous injuries to the toddler's chest, sides, arms, and legs was consistent with being struck with an object. Responding detectives said it also appeared that the victim had been tased. It was also noted that there were several small marks on the victim's chest, what appeared to be coincide with the electric shock device, a taser, located on the kitchen table, court documents said. Authorities said that Lewis agreed to speak with them after she was read her Miranda rights and that she admitted that she was currently under supervision of the Child Protective Services. Court documents say that the 3-year-old had been in foster care for when he was about 10 months old until about 6 months ago before his death. Lewis told officers that her son had ran into the wall multiple times and that he had hit his head recently, that he did that regularly. She allegedly claimed that she only realized something was wrong with her son Sunday night. Now, according to the court documents, Lewis told police that her son had been sleeping next to the living room heater when she found him unresponsive. She picked him up and saw that his eyes was flickering, but he was unresponsive, the document said. She then carried him to the bathroom where there was water in the bathtub, turned on the water, and placed his feet in the water to wake him up. When the victim failed to respond to the water, she moved him to the bedroom and laid him on the bed. Therefore, police was called and made the shocking discovery. Officers noted in the court documents that the living room heater was on max when they arrived at the apartment, and that the apartment was so hot that the officers reported that it was difficult to breathe inside. Responding officers also noted in court documents that the living room and apartment kitchen was both dirty and did not appear to be well kept. Now, during the interview with police, Lewis allegedly admitted that she previously hit the victim with a belt when she caught him and a female child cuddling up together. The defendant also allegedly admitted using meth and expressed that she is currently pregnant. A man identified as JP allegedly told detectives that he once saw Lewis hit the victim with an electrical cord and that she punished him for urinating on the mattress that had been in the playroom. After the urinating incident, the mattress was removed from the room, leaving the victim without a sleeping area, the affidavit said. Investigators determined that the victim died from a blunt force trauma to the head. Authorities suggested additional charges will be added later on. Those charges could include homicide by abuse and the death of PL, and a charge relating to the surviving one-year-old child, JW. JW, documents said, was examined at a hospital after his mother's arrest, and medical professionals found evidence of meth in his system. The one-year-old is now in protective custody, authorities said. According to the Pierce County prosecutors, Lewis have a long criminal history, including 11 prior arrests, 11 prior felony convictions, unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Lewis is now charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. She's being held in the Pierce County Jail on a $2 million bond. Alright guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this story, so let's continue the conversation in the comment section. And as always, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And thanks for watching.